I just placed an order. I know I'm doing a book haul, but I just placed another order and I found this. Please let me know that I'm not the only one that has happened to. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsay's Little Library. I'm here with the second edition of Please Don't Tell My Husband I Have Another Book Haul. Because this is huge. Like, how did I accumulate this many books so quickly? Well, I know how I did it because sometimes I just feel like buying books. So I did. So these came from a variety of places. I'll try to let you know kind of where I picked them up from. Some of them I don't even know what they're about. The ones that I do, I'll fill you in and we'll get started. All right, so first place is Book Outlet. It was one of those days that it just happened. I happened to log on for a couple of things, and I think I've explained this before. How I handle Book Outlet is as I'm hearing of books or I'm recommended books, I go and see if they're on Book Outlet, and if they are, I will put them in my cart. I don't necessarily check out right away, but I just put them in my cart. And then kind of whenever I feel the need to check out, or if there's something I need to have delivered to my house or something like that, I press the checkout button. Well, as soon as I checked out this order, like a week later I found out that Book Outlet is having a big sale, which is still going on until Monday, I believe. So it's kind of a buy more, save more thing. If you spend $25, you save $5, spend $50, save $10, that type of thing. So my cart had some more books in it, so I checked out and bought some more. So there'll be another little book haul coming, but we'll deal with that when we get those books. So this one, I got quite a variety, from kind of YA to lovey-dovey to psychological thriller to middle grade. It's a whole variety of them. So let's get started. First one, I'm kind of annoyed that it came in mass market paperback. I'm pretty good about not picking that, but oh well, they're not annoying me as much as they used to, and it is what it is. So I picked up Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. I really want to watch the movie, but I'm kind of a stickler about reading the books before I watch the movie, so we're going to give that a try. I believe there's a death during this train ride, and this detective is basically poised with, like, he needs to solve it while the train is still en route, because as soon as the train gets to the station, I don't know, he might lose his witnesses or something. I'm not sure. There's a movie out. It looks good. I picked it up. We'll go from there. Next one is actually a recommendation from one of my viewers to pick up The Passenger by Lisa Lutz. I believe did I buy a book by her not that long ago? I'm not sure. But it's a psychological thriller, and you guys know I don't really like to read a lot about them, so I don't know what it's about. I'm going to take the advice of a friend, a nice subscriber, who, you know, you guys know me, and just picked it up. So we're going to read that one. In fact, my aunt wanted to take this with her, and I'm like, no, I have to film my video first. Then you can have it after that and read it. Oh well. The next one I got, I believe, is just a trilogy, or maybe it's more than a trilogy, I'm not sure. But I got the first 3 books. It starts with Until Friday Night by Abby Glines. So I have Until Friday Night, Under the Lights, and After the Game. I think that's the order they go in. I'm not sure. This, we talked about at my book club. A couple of the ladies have read these and said that they're really great, easy reads, and you fly right through them, and they're just good for, especially after you read a really heavy book and you need something a little lighter. It sounds like these are going to be it. So I picked those 3 up. A little annoyed that I have 2 paperbacks and a hardcover, but all in all, that doesn't bother me too much. It is what it is. So then, I think same subscriber, maybe it was a different one, I'm sorry, I can't remember right off the top of my head, said to check out Faithful by Alice Hoffman. Now, so this deals with a girl named Shelby who survives an extraordinary tragedy. Her best friend's future is pretty much destroyed, but she walks away without a scratch. It looks like maybe there's an accident or something involved, and she's kind of dealing with that guilt of being completely fine through it. It sounds like there's some little bit of a mystery involved, a little bit of someone maybe staying on top of her to spill some sort of secret or something. It says she got a postcard in the mail that says say something, so I don't know. It sounds good, but I really did enjoy her Still Alice book, so we're gonna give that a whirl. Next up, Krista from Books and Jams was talking about this book, and my neighbor girl, you know, she's 10. She was reading it. She said it was great, so we're gonna go with this one. The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. This follows Ada, who's 10. She lives in London, and this is, of course, World War II historical fiction. Hello, guys. And her and her brother have a pretty horrible mom. And so they're forced to get on a train and go live with Susan out in the country to, during the whole time when a lot of London's children were sent to other people's homes to kind of, you know, to save them, to protect them. And she begins to kind of find herself again. So sounds like a really, really sweet book. I'm going to read this with my daughter for sure, but it looks good. All right, then we've got a couple of psychological thrillers that I just couldn't quite pass up. First one is Gone Without a Trace by Mary Tarjuzin. Follows a woman, and look, I got the scratch and dent copy and it's like totally bent right here. I'm hoping that if, like, look at that, if I like shove it in on one of my bookshelves, it's like really, really tight, it might straighten out. I don't know. Oh well, I'm still gonna be able to read it, it's fine. So this follows Hannah, and her boyfriend Matt has just disappeared and nobody knows what's going on. The more she kind of talks about it, it's as if he's never really existed, but she knows that he has. So sounds very, very strange, very appealing, very psychological, thrillery. So there's that one. And then another one, again, the scratch and dent copy I picked up is It's Always the Husband by Michelle Campbell. A friend of mine was telling me about this one, saying that's fantastic. Know nothing, absolutely nothing about this one. We're going to keep it that way, so we'll go with that. Then, of course, I did a bit of a cover by, and then Reagan from Peruse Project also talked about this book. I picked up The Fortune Teller by Gwendolyn Womack. This sounds so good. This is about a woman who, what do they call them? She's a, I want to say cryptographer, but she can decipher ancient texts. So she gets to this document and figures out that it was written around the time of Cleopatra. But as she's translating this document, she's realizing that whoever wrote this predicted some natural disasters, some wars, a lot of things that happened thousands of years after this document was written. So she thinks she has the document from a seer or from a fortune teller, and I don't need to know anymore. I'm totally, just sounds fantastic. I'm excited for that one. All right, next few. What else did I get? Oh, picked up The Great Pursuit by Wendy Higgins. I don't remember what this is about. Let me look. So this is a bit of a fantasy book surrounding a princess who basically has to do some crazy stuff to save her kingdom, is what I get out of it. I love the cover. I think it's cool. It's a little bit of a chunker book, more than I was expecting, but we'll give that a whirl. Okay. I recently had the honor of seeing and going to an author event for Ruta Sepetys, which if you ever have the opportunity to go and see her, do it. She's fabulous. But I didn't realize that I was missing a book that she had written. I think this was her second book that she wrote, and it's called Out of the Easy. I believe this follows a young girl growing up in New Orleans. Don't really know much about it, but it's Ruta Sepetys. It's going to be great. I know it. I love it. Alright, so then I have a few random places that I picked up some books. My latest Bookish First book that I was given is Picture Us in the Light by Kelly Lloyd Gilbert. This follows a teenage boy, Danny Chang, and he has pretty much the perfect life. He's doing great in school. He's kind of pursuing his art dream. He got accepted at a really great school. His life is going really, really well, and then he finds a box in the pantry, and he opens it, and he's like, shoot, my family's got a secret. What am I going to do about it? Am I going to explore what the secret might be, or am I going to just move on with my life? I don't know, but this cover, guys, it's awesome. Sounds good. My book of the month books, I picked up Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I don't know, psychological thriller. You know me, I don't like to know much about them. But then I also got Not That I Could Tell by Jessica Strausser. I think this was the book from last month, but I added it to my cart. It feels Desperate Housewife-ish to me. Really close neighborhood. They're all together one night, and the next day one of the moms and her twin sons are missing. So sounds good. Sounds like some scandal. I like it. Okay, so then I went to my library and picked up a couple from there. One of them is Before the Fall by Noah Hawley. I've read this book already, but I didn't have a copy of it, and I tell people about it all the time, so for $1 I figured I'd pick it up and I can pass it along. This follows a man. What's his name? You know me, I don't remember. It doesn't say, I can't find it. Scott. And he hitches a ride with somebody he's kind of acquaintances with. He needs a ride on an airplane, basically, and he can't get tickets normally. I believe they're leaving from an island. I should know better. Oh, they need to depart Martha's Vineyard on a private jet to New York, and he needs to get there. Kind of acquaintances, and they're like, hey, we've got this jet, we're going there anyways, why don't you hop on with me? Well, the plane crashes, and Noah and then these people's son are the only two survivors. So there's some scandal. It's good. I also picked up Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. I believe this is contemporary, kind of family drama-ish. I could be wrong. I don't know. I know it's just been a popular book. It was $1. I picked it up. Then, I'm still on my Alice Hoffman kick. I found Blue Diary at the library, again for $1. Don't know what it's about, but it's $1. Can you see a theme here? And then I picked up Until She Comes Home by Lori Roy, and I believe this follows a group of friends. They're pretty close. Two of the friends watch, I don't know if it's a daughter or a sister or something of the other one, and that girl goes missing. Sounds good. Sounds psychological thriller-ish. We picked that up. I must have done this on the same day because I picked up some books from Goodwill. Again, not knowing a whole lot about them, and I actually have a little bit of buyer's remorse about them because I just don't know. Like, am I really honestly going to read these books? It's a really good question. So, we'll see. Maybe these are ones I pass along or something. I'm not sure. It's Goodwill. It's not like it's to a bad place. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But first one that I will not pass along is Where They Found Her by Kimberly McCreight. This follows the story of Molly, who it sounds like she lost her child since the loss of her second child. She moves out of New York to New Jersey. She's a journalist, and she's kind of trying to start things over again. An infant baby is found dead, I believe, in a park, and she's given that story, and it sounds like it opens a whole world with this stuff, so that sounds good. Kimberly McCreight also wrote Reconstructing Amelia, which is on my shelf. I gotta get to that in the next month or so. Then I picked up The Language of Flowers by Vanessa Diffenbaugh. I've heard good things about this. I know people have talked about this. I don't know a whole lot about it. I think it's, in Victorian times, the language of flowers was used to convey romantic expressions, but for Victoria Jones, flowers have been more useful in communicating much darker messages. We'll see. I also picked up Grace by T. Greenwood. Don't know a whole lot about this book either. Not sure what I was thinking. As well as Shelter by Frances Greenslade. This is about sisters growing up and kind of following, it sounds like a contemporary fiction-ish, just follows the relationship between sisters, sounds like. This one, no clue. So if you have read any of these three and you think I should give it some more, let me know. Actually, if you've read any of these, tell me about them. Which should I pick up first? This is huge. I've kept you guys way too long. I appreciate you sticking with me to the end. Again, let me know if any of these books sound interesting to you or if you've read them, what I should pick up next. It's just crazy. Like and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.